Welcome back, everybody, as we were rediscovering the last couple of days of the CSGO Championship Series. We're here to end our semi-finals, at least, as PENTA go up against Copenhagen Wolves. Yeah, and Aligun coming through with quite a performance from Delpan against the team I thought would have had it would have been Dignitas, so now we get to see the second matchup of the evening. PENTA and Copenhagen Wolves, both with slight differences in their rosters as well. Oh, yeah. Do I have music still on? Or is that what you're yelling at? Did I do this again? I put on music between our match. I'm sorry.
He chills out in between the breaks to just keep that energy level up. I was watching the highlight reel. I was just chilling out.
I was too, but then I forgot. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
The good noise-canceling headsets. Yes, either way, we're getting in. We have the full maps. Hopefully we can see them in just a couple of minutes' time, because I'd like to see what was banned out. In fact, we'll actually just look at our grid instead. So tomorrow at 19 CET, we will be having our grand final, with Team Dignitas being taken out 2-1 tonight. So Aligun are the ones to advance themselves forward and compete for that final slot in the group stages. And the winner of this will be battling up against them tomorrow in the full best-of-5 grand final.
And PENTA took down my KVP to get here against what was the old my XMG roster. And now it's Copenhagen Wolves. And like I said, both of these rosters have had changes this week. Snappy is going to be standing in for Freeze, who was mutually let go from Copenhagen Wolves. It's actually not going to be Sandin, who has been their stand-in. So there's our Copenhagen Wolves roster for this evening. It's, of course, MSL that will be making the strat calls. Asilian, Hunden, SMF, the rest of the boys all ready to do this damage. And we'll see what maps they're going to play in a second. I'm not sure what's going to favor into them tonight. It's been a bit of a rough slump for them lately.
But before we look at the maps, which is where I want to get to, I really want to get to that, let's actually have a look over towards PENTA. Or are we? No, we're not. Okay, fantastic.
We're not. We're coming back to your pretty face.
Okay. No, yeah, they just give us the map. So fantastic.
PENTA doesn't matter.
So we're going to be starting again over on Inferno. The first bans out from Copenhagen Wolves was Cash, as well as Cobblestone being taken out by PENTA. And the three maps for tonight, Inferno number 1, Dust 2 number 2, and Nuke will be our third and final deciding map up, with Overpass as well as Mirage making their way into the bans.
Yeah, so two fairly even maps, two fairly straightforward maps. Obviously, Inferno still favors that CT side, but it's become a lot more even, especially if you get the pistol round on the terrorist side. And then, of course, Nuke to decide. It's going to come down to who's going to get that CT start. Mm-hmm. Both these teams have been in a slump, like I said. Copenhagen Wolves specifically didn't qualify for ESL. They lost to Titan 4-16 actually on Nuke, which will be our third map, and 8-16 on Inferno, which we're going to see first. The only win they got was actually against Liquid, 16-10 on Mirage. Liquid, not a great Mirage team by any stretch of imagination, and equally as slumped as PENTA. Bane, the last win for them that we could find any information on, and that I even remember, January 30th. So it's
long time ago.
Been a while. That's forever in the age of Counter-Strike. That was actually on Inferno. So for them, that's a good thing we're going there first, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, it's about time to get ourselves into it. The players are already warming up inside the lobby. They've been in there for the last 10 minutes, all 5 players, just basically getting themselves ready. So we'll be getting into the knife round in just a couple of moments' time. While we do have these moments, remember, subscribe yourself up to the channel. You can also bet your rares at CSGO Lounge. I believe we're actually already live over there, but look for the games tomorrow.
We are live, but there's our odds for what we ended up at, 69-31 for PENTA. This could go either way. It really could. I don't know what to expect. Both these teams, like I said, in a slump. We've got stand-ins for one. We've got Troubley just joining in for PENTA, who came over from, he was actually at Planet Key, Mouse Esports most recently, but Planet Key before that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to expect. I can't really predict what we're going to see on these maps. I really do think it's going to be defensive-oriented all night, but we'll have to see. The other thing for me is that Troubley's come in to replace Strawman, and he was the strat caller for PENTA.
So you're worried we're going to have a repeat of our last map?
I think maybe perhaps another sort of lack of fetish situation. I think Nex is actually the one that's taken over that leadership role. We'll have to see how they play into it. We'll have to see how it goes. So it's going to be a bit of a test for both these teams.
Well, the admin's calling for the knife rounds. We'll see if PENTA and Copenhagen Wolves are as fast as our 2 previous teams. to get ourselves all ready to rock and rumble. As I was saying before, though, if you want to help support the tournament, all you got to do is get yourself onto twitch.tv and subscribe to the PGL channel, and that will add money into the prize pool, so you're raising the cash to help support the players, increasing the prize pool for DreamHack Bucharest, which is what we're qualifying for right now. As well as, of course, you can put yourself in the running to win that beautiful AWP skin coming out later tonight during this match, in fact. So get yourself subbed up. You got a little bit more time to do so. Maybe one map before we do it.
The other thing that to say with Penta is that when we're starting on Inferno, it doesn't really favor a double op setup. They often do run that on their CT. Their secondary opper is Dennis. Crystal, of course, being their first, or as you were going to call him, I think you were going to say Cristal. Cristal.
No, for all the Archer fans, you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. Isn't your name? No, it's Cristal.
There's lots of name jokes in that show. It's been a while since I've watched it. I got to get back into it. But
it's quality stuff, man. Are we still doing phrasing?
If they can't get that double up going on Inferno, at least they can hold positionally. That might give them a bit of an advantage, though, on a map like Nuke, when they can play one toward ramp, one outside. And on Dust 2 on the CT side, it's very easy to run a double op. So look for that a little bit later on. But like I said, it's actually them who had their last victory on Inferno. So I mean, it's been a while. It's been a rough slump for both of these teams.
Well, someone's going to have to break free of it tonight and get the chance into that grand final tomorrow. As it seems Penta still need a couple of moments' time. Copenhagen Wolves are ready to rock and rumble. But everyone else is still just waiting it up.
Yeah, the last time that Dust 2 was played by Copenhagen Wolves, they actually went down 12-16 against Planet Key. So I'm actually just putting this together based on statistics alone, not necessarily play styles. If Penta can pull off Inferno, they might take this in 2.
Is this your prediction again? Because you've been pretty happy with your prediction so far.
I've been pretty good so far. Obviously, last series I said that we'd go 3. I didn't think Heligon would take it. I'm going to go ahead and say Penta takes it. I'm going to say... Yeah, I'm going to say 2. I'm going to be bold.
You're going to go confidence. Confidence. You're
going
against the numbers to play devil's advocate. I'm saying Copenhagen Wolves will take it 2-0. Just to play devil's advocate, which is a shame because then we won't get to see Nuke. Which is a bit of a shame. Also, for some reason, they've just knifed their own teammate. So Trouble is starting this knife at half of his life, if even that. So maybe a little bit of a misclick coming out there from the Penta boys, giving Copenhagen Wolves a bit of an advantage early on. And in fact, Snappy, we actually are down to a 2-on-2. If Trouble loses this by one swing of a knife, it's going to be hilarious. It looks like he's just sandwiched in mid. He's got no joy here at all. Yeah, there he goes. So, round will go to Copenhagen. No, the knife will go to Copenhagen Wolves, and more likely, in fact, there it is. We'll switch ourselves up. So the CTs will belong to Copenhagen Wolves. And as we saw in our last map, if you can control up Banana, you're gonna be looking good. If you can get those picks in mid, you're looking even better. Copenhagen Wolves, can they hold the line? Can they do what we didn't see last time from Dignitas?
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm very curious to see how Snappy fits into the lineup right away for them. Like I said, it's normally been Sandin that they've been running as their stand-in player. This is actually the first time, to my knowledge, they've gone to Snappy in at least the recent history.
Well, your time is now, man. Match restarting, so in we go. Pistol round for map number 1 of potential 3 coming up here in our semi-final of the CSGO Championship Series. Brought to you by the wonderful boys. The production team of Awesome. That's what's happening here. All right, so push time. What do we got? We've got a full alt mid coming up. Already the nade being thrown out by the CTs as SMF will pull himself back.
Lots of decoys up mid, too, for the terrorists, just trying to get them to force their hand. But look at Asilian. He's already gotten down Banana, and he's already behind them. That's one flank kill and a ton of information. So Hundon's going to now go over and join. All they have to do is worry about Asilian dropping, and then that's the only way they can get back to B. So this is great map control already from Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, Penta are trapped inside the apartments. But he's trying to move himself back a little bit further, so maybe he can get all the way around the back of Asilian. And Asilian's kind of thinking, too, they've had enough time just to flank that person down second mid. So he's moved further back towards the Archers. They already have the advantage. Hundon is between the sites at the moment, moving back over towards the Arch. And it looks like Penta are deciding to go down towards Banana. but they just lost another one. So
yeah, look how much information Asilian's got. As soon as he started to get forced back into Banana, Hunden fell to a position where he was quick to go to either side.
But the
as soon as Asilian got a kill, they all rotate. Unfortunately, Penta's aware of the fact that they've rotated, and they are trying to get inside A. Snappy's going to be your first back through Arch, and there it is. Dennis gets the kill. That evens things right back up. What started off so great for Copenhagen Wolves got exploited entirely, and they'll swarm this bomb site. And to the death and graveyard, he's already 6 feet under. SMF going to drop down. They'll nade across.
They might actually kill off. It takes a little bit of the life points of the planter off. The biggest problem was just the fact that that Dennis was able to slip himself up through that Archer's area. They weren't ready for it, Copenhagen Wolves, because they broke their own lines. Hunden still managed to level this up at 2 apiece as, oh, maybe Asilian. He's able to bring down 1, but can he take out the last? It's a 1-on-1, 1 life point for Asilian. He needs to finish the job, but he cannot do so. Penta will take round number 1 here on Inferno on T side, and Copenhagen Wolves forced to defend with pistols.
Oh, man, oh, man. I mean, that started off beautifully with Asilian getting down that far out of Banana.
And then getting the second pick when they tried to rotate up as well.
And I liked Hunden rotating back. The second player to join him, though, MSL, that was a bit preemptive. And that's actually ultimately what cost them, because Penta just happened to go toward A, and that left them completely exploited.
They're going quick.
Now they're going to go Banana this time.
Hunden's the only one there. Asilian, sorry, is a little bit too late getting there. He'll still arrive at the other time because Penta didn't keep the push going. There were some flashes. They're waiting in the archers. Remember, a choke point when you're running in with AKs, the pistols can still be very effective. There's your first pick attempt from Asilian. Not going to be successful. He just backs himself up quickly. They do have flash smokes as well as 1 hand grenade. And Asilian, there's your first pick. Looking for the second. The smokes are dropped, but he gets picked as he does it. Next, the one to get the kill. Back at quad. Not able to hold. Dennis. A little bit of pick from the garden. The Crystal is moving over. And, well, machine gun versus pistol. You decide who wins that one. 3-on-2 now, with the plant down for Penta. We've got 2 sitting in emo corner. That's not right. You can't have friends there.
You can stack it.
You just can't have friends.
Can't have friends. That's right. You can stack it. It's similar to stacking off the pit at A. It's just unorthodox, and it actually can catch people out. In fact, it was Liquid in the form of Denial who did it against Titan to actually pretty good effect at ESCA LAN in December. But Penta's going to get this one as well. SMF's going to fall back and just hold on to his deagle. He's all the way back over toward A.
Save the double flashes as well. And Copenhagen Wolves maybe going to go for a semi-buy in this next round. Penta with 2-round advantage on T. There's not really a hell of a lot of money for them to use here, so it's just basic pistols with some extras attached. That's all it's really going to be. And Penta, if they play it right, don't drop a single gun. Just keep playing with this momentum. With a 3-0 advantage, which should be theirs. But again, Asilian, he's been successful, already 4 kills so far in the 2 rounds. Going to try and defend the top of Banana. But Penta made a lot of noise there, but they're already moving back into mid. Asilian again with that push-up. And they get a little bit of tag damage over to Troubley, but unable to get any kind of kill. It's only 19 damage as well with the pistol. Now Crystal already moving up. And the A side, it belongs completely to Penta. The CTs are gone. In fact, they just went for this full flank with 3 players going back up through now the T apartments. And eventually they'll breach into carpets. But Penta is in perfect position. Watching down that corridor. Crystal's the one that's up there. There are 2 coming in through arches. But it looks like Speedy.
Yeah, there's not much they can do. That smoke at the top mid. Snappy's not even going to push through it. He just wants someone to walk into his direction so he can get their gun, but they won't find any kills.
Oh, they bang him through the wall.
Get one more.
No joy. No joy.
Copenhagen Wolves still don't have a lot of money, even though they full save this time, but they'll be able to get out guns. Just barely, though.
It doesn't really matter for Penta.
Yeah, no head armor at all for MSL and for Hunden.
It kind of feels like a bit. It's not the full glass cannon, but it might just be enough that Copenhagen Wolves can play that range battle up against Penta.
The good news is they're up against 4 AKs. Head armor makes no difference. The bad news is Troubley does have a Galil. That does make a bit of a difference that they don't have those helmets. But they've got 1 can of fire, a couple of smokes and flashes to at least hold them inside the sights.
Commitment to make sure no one moved up through Boiler was heavy from Penta. With flashes, nades. whenever they have, but it means they feel that they're safe in apartments. There is still, however, one man waiting for him. MSL sitting on the balcony. 4 players from Penta now going to breach out. MSL, there's that cover. There's actually a crossfire coming out as well with SMF. But the breach still came out from Penta, but it cost them greatly with Troubley, the last man left alive for the T's, sitting on top. In fact, now a little bit further down the pit. No, he's going to go for the plant. He's actually managed to get himself over towards the plant side. Takes out Snappy, looking for the second count, finish the job. The Famis from Hutton is able to return over, get the defuse, even swapping it for a better weapon. And Copenhagen Wolves get themselves on the board.
And the first gun round, too, they'll need that. So the T's will have enough to buy. They've got actually quite a good economy because they didn't take too much damage or too many deaths their way in the first 3 rounds. So they'll grab AKs for 1 more. In fact, even after the buy, oh no, pardon me, Spidey hasn't bought. I thought he still had enough left for the next round, but he's got 3,700 as does Dennis. Crystal's going to go straight for this AWP. There's not one on the CT side. And here's where we get to see if they're actually going to establish this presence in Banana. There's going to be an early fight. 1 flash out. That forces Asilian to hide in behind the bags already because the smokes haven't come out. But finally, there's a deep smoke. That's thrown over from your A side.
That fire, it stops everything. That's the Molotov effect when you throw it into Banana. I mean, that was so deep as well.
That was close. They were waiting for Snappy to lob that nade over from A onto the bottom side of Banana. It didn't get there till late, and that first flash caught them. If they had pushed through that, they might have actually exploited Banana early on. Nonetheless, they'll head toward A. Snappy's already down. That's Arch side. SMF's going to have to play it. Waits for his teammate to flash for him. Only gets the 1. And Troubley's already found him. Troubley's going to find 2. Nice shot.
That's
MSL
quick.
Down over the back of the truck.
That's very quick. Not wasting any time to get that pick up as well. You got Hunden coming in through the library while the other player, Asilian, going to go through the arch. But the smokes are just keeping everything covered. All they can do is try and spray and pray through the smoke, and even that's not worth it. Backing up to the B side, they'll save over in construction. And Copenhagen Wolves will end up losing the 5th round. Penta holding onto the AWP and the 2 AKs. Not to mention all that armor. Yeah, there's nothing more to be claimed here for Penta. Just back it up. We're seeing the T's hugely successful here on Inferno so far.
Yeah, and that was a good smoke execution at top. They gave themselves arch side, let them come around, excuse me. And Troubley found 2 excellent frags. And SMF had already used his flash. Otherwise, he could have done it off the edge of the roof on the bomb site and popped out with better effect. But because that team flash came from so far over, it barely blinded them. It was just barely past the edge of the roof, so they weren't fully blinded from it, even though it popped late. That's why he was only able to get 1, and Troubley, like I said, took advantage of it. Now they're going to get Banana. They're actually going to take full advantage of this presence. But look at how many Mag 7s there are out. Asilian's the only one with a rifle. He's behind the sandbags, pops out off the back of his team flash.
He's down.
Gets 1, but Troubley, or pardon me, Nex is back into him.
The second flash that came out there from Copenhagen Wolves stopped the push from Penta. And they're going to back it up. They force the rotate from A. Throwing a flash, making it seem like they're going over towards the B site, but they are in fact doubling back up through A. Already with the aggressive move from Crystal getting into the apartments. So Snappy and Hunden, they're too far away. How long until that rotation call is going to be made? No one's making any more sound up mid. In fact, it's moving very close, very slowly here, Penta. The Copenhagen Wolves, they'll have to cotton on in just a moment. They've already lost top mid because it's more of a backward defense here for Copenhagen. Crystal, can he get this pick? This first peek right now onto SMF, that's going to be the moment when the call will come. And there they go. They move up the smoke over onto the archers, and they're rotating Copenhagen Wolves. But the breach is already underway. SMF, already 1 tag. Looking for more. They got completely flashed up. He'll only kill off 1. But it was still the AWP carrier as MSL and that Mag 7 doing some work from the pit. And the CT's now rotated over. Also with the nade, nice and high up, forcing Penta to jump back out the side while Snappy, they just basically corner them in. And Pincer grip Penta down. A great rotation from Copenhagen Wolves, that first delay, and Penta. That wasn't the clean execution that we're searching for.
The shotguns on this map, 3 of them I've not seen before. 2, far more common. Play them in those choke points, and it actually came around to come over to A. They still managed to get the kills with them. So that slows things back down because they would have been looking on that force buy had they lost that. On saving this, then we would have been 5-1, potentially 6-1, and Penta's already got a great start on Inferno when you look at it that way. So this is a great play. Snappy going to be wielding the op for them as the stand-in. A $2,000 Dragon Lore. We'll see if he's worth the money, but it's going to be MSL. It's up close. He's going to throw that fire out a bit late, so they're going to go right through it. They try and get in on him. He gets the first. Next is going to get the second in a trade, but SMF quickly cleans off him, and now they're just pouring in. That secondary smoke, though, on the front of Graveyard does mean Snappy doesn't have the angle he's looking for, and he's waiting for the help to come from B. Asilian will come from top middle. He's trying to get a shot. Trouble, he's going to take him down, so it's still a man advantage now for Penta.
In fact, it's a big man advantage right now as the rest of Copenhagen Wolves are mopped up. With that Tech 9 rush into the mid, there was only one more way for the Copenhagen Wolves to come, and that was coming straight through Library. And with the smoke down, it was a simple spray through the smoke. And there's no way that Copenhagen Wolves could get back onto the side to get the defuse. Lose their lives for it too, and lose all of their money. We're into eco for Copenhagen Wolves with Penta. It's basically the full set. AKs, M4s, as well as the AWP. Asilian's the one defending. It looks like Penta, they want to try and come up through Banana again. There's a couple of Molotovs up. Next, pretty far up. They've already got the first pick, looking for the secondary one. Asilian and Hunden going down. B-side completely open. And Speedy is waiting for the flank to come, and there it is from MSL. As well as coming out from Snappy. At least Snappy's able to get one pickup, and he'll be able to pick up that AK. But the chance of him retaking B is minimal. All he can do is try and pick up the ones that come down Nana. Here comes the plant too. She's up so far. And there goes SMF. Last player left alive is Snappy with the AK. The chance of them finding him is rather minimal, even though they are pretty close to each other.
Nah, I think if he peeks out, Trouble, he's going to peek alt mid. They should be able to spot him. No, he didn't. I thought he was going to actually fall back and get spotted on the cross, just on that off angle. Now he's on that balcony. That's pretty vulnerable if he was still in Boiler. Fortunately, he's rotated out, so he's in the right place at the right time. They are hunting, though. Next is going to find him. Next has to find him.
They haven't killed him. Move out next to each other, and the kill. They get him after the timer as well. It's a rough life for Copenhagen. Not as rough as our previous map.
It's a hard knock life.
Sorry, I could only ever hear that in the Austin Powers voice.
Oh, I forgot they did that in that movie. So FAMAS is going to be forced out for them. No money bonus really to speak of because they reset that. I got that force, but I could pop flash off the inside of sandbags to at least deter anyone coming up middle, and they've got a deep smoke, so now Asilian can push down. Finally, they're getting some map control. The only thing they've got to be careful of is not losing this top mid. They've got a good crossfire on it. Snappy's there, as is SMF. MSL's playing passively in the pit, so if one of them goes down, he can recover that position, but it also means he's giving up a lot in the hallways. SMF's going to fall back and take care of that, though. So they'll have two back there. A's going to be the choice of attack. Hunden's already rotated over. It's going to have to be swift if they want to execute against all four of these Copenhagen Wolves.
Crystal, just a small little angle he's searching for. There's already your first flash. Hunden starts to spam up. Sitting though, we're still inside a cubby. Is Snappy. But the flashes, the smokes keep coming. And it looks like at this point the bomb is going up into apartment. So Hex is taking the bomb to the A side with Spitty. But there's a three-player push coming over to B, and Hunden's rotated over for this. The smoke will be there as the defensive smoke. I think that one was actually thrown over by a Snappy. And Troubley's going to push up. Dennis and Crystal are backing up. And Troubley pushing as though he's fully going into B. And they got the rotation. Snappy has come over. And now the breach will come over towards the A side. And are they going to get him? They're in. But at what cost? SMF defends. He's the last the CT to be there. But there's only one T left. And the three rotating players from Copenhagen Wolves return to B. But they'll take control of mid. In fact, they're all going to go over towards mid and come up through the non-arch side. Through the apartment side. And Crystal was looking the wrong way. There's your AWP attack, but he's down for the count.
And that's all SMF to give them a chance. Again, they over-rotate. They did that on the pistol round as well. And Penta's been pretty wise to it. They've gone to A twice, taking full advantage. So another bomb plant, that's money their way, but Copenhagen's going to go ahead and pick up the round. But the Wolves are still hungry, and I don't see a full moon anywhere in sight because this is still looking pretty grim. They'll get guns back out, but so will the terrorists quite easily. They won't have an AWP, though, because well, they might. If Spidey... Okay, so Spidey elected to stay with the Tech 9. I thought Crystal was going to drop him and go for a 5 AK setup, but they actually would rather have him in that AWP position. So he's already looking toward mid. And Snappy's the one he's going against, but he's not there. He's over toward the apartment side.
Burn, baby, burn. Inferno. All up the Nana. That's how I can get his name right there. With only Crystal left, the rest of Penta just collapsed inside the banana. And he's throwing away the AWP because he knows what he needs. He needs the AK. Maybe now switching back to it as he wants to try and battle down back towards mid. Where is the holder for that one? Snappy's not even moving up. We got 2-2 split on the CT defense. And Crystal is sitting in mid. Has a peek up, but Snappy snaps him back. 4-6 Copenhagen Wolves. Getting some rounds in a row. And also forcing Penta now into... Well, maybe not Nico. Nextel has 6k, but they're not looking great.
I still think against Copenhagen, Penta's going to need at least 7. To be comfortable, 8 would be ideal.
Next will pick up the AK. The rest, well, there's 3 techs.
Yeah, Next had a little bit of money left over. And there's that shot again. Snappy just rattling it off, hoping to find something. Slight gap in this smoke might give him an opportunity because they are coming up toward that middle position. And if they come around the corner, that flash slows them down. There's the first. He'll fall immediately because he knows they're all there.
Especially
that AK is still lurking.
He's got the cover of the secondary smoke. He'll lose his life. SMF is there to help the defense and the push up from Archers. It's a bit of a sandwich with Hudden. He needs to get this kill, and he's got it too. And that'll allow them to wrap up this push from Penta. So while the AWP did go down for Snappy, the AWP is saved by Hunden. So they don't lose the big weapon. And they only lose 1 Copenhagen Wolves on the defense. They're bringing this result back up again. 5-6 now.
Back against AKs. Been so quick. The pushes on A have been so quick lately. The round prior, we did see a little bit of B action toward the top, but A's definitely been the destination. They're going to go back in toward Banana here. Cillian and Hunden are the 2 holding it, and again, they throw that deep smoke. That's lobbed over from the A side, and that's going to hold them out. So again, no map position to start off right now for Penta. They're just going to have to wait for that to go away, and again, Cillian's going to take the invitation to push down a little bit.
With 3 defenders for Copenhagen Wolves over on A. And Cillian pushing up the Nana, as you were saying. He's going to back up before he loses his life here. He's only taking a little bit of chip damage. But Penta, they just can't breach up any further. You got 1 up in apartments, so let's scratch that one. In fact, Spitty's already been brought down inside the apartments. And Penta just don't know where to push now. With no one up on A, you've got no control of top Nana. And all that's really left for we've still got 4 flashes and 4 smokes. So they got ways to breach in. But Snappy with the defensive smoke. Again, he's throwing it a little bit deeper, so he does have that small gap that he had last time. I think Penta want anything to do with mid. They're going to attempt to try and go for B here. With 30 seconds left on the clock, they have no more time. They have to play this. Smoke, nade, everything you've got, commit to B. And Snappy, he's already halfway on that rotation.
Well, he isn't, because that 1 pop flash made him stay just a little bit too long. He should
now.
already be back to CT with that AWP to get them on the cross. Instead, they play passive. They've got to stay efficient. Cillian through the smoke on 1, catches out Next, jumping over top on the 2nd, and he's going to push through. He knows 1 just went by him. He felt them bump into him. There's no object there. It had to be a human body, and he'll get a 3rd. Great play by him, and they could go directly for this defuse because there's only trouble left, and he's running away to cower in the backside.
With 16 life points, he's never going up against all 5 of Copenhagen Wolves. Everyone with rifles and orbs and armor.
Well, he's just a poor T from a poor T family, and he'll have to hang on to this gun against a monstrosity.
I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Thank you. I was waiting. So 6-6 Copenhagen bringing themselves back. MSL again going to throw that smoke off toward top Banana this time, a little bit higher through the chimney. It's going to pop at pillars and give us Cillian and Hunden a bit of time to position themselves.
Snappy a little bit late in that shot. In fact, he didn't take it at all. He was definitely scouted out at the top of mid. Now the flash, missed the timing again. But there is a defensive smoke coming out from his friendly T. And with the double nades coming into the mid, 1 CT, 1 T, no pushes coming up from Penta at the moment. They want that smoke to dissipate before they go for any kind of opening. They're not into apartments either. Again, that bomb being caught back towards the T stairs. And slowly being brought up towards the Archer's side. But Snappy with the perfect cross. They're looking for the flash. Now the jump out. Misses the shot this time from Snappy. They're pushing up on him pretty fast. The secondary flash might buy enough time. In fact, it does. Fallen to pull back. Plus the Molotov. Cutting up that Arch push. Snappy still trying to just use the edge of the smoke. Uses it perfectly to bring down Crystal. The only casualty of war, and now they're coming in on the B side. Another Molotov to try and slow that push, but they've got 2 up already. But PENTA are split in 2, buying time for Snappy on the rotation, but 2 on the site. Maybe next. There's already your first breach over the top of the spools. Snappy needs the angle. He's got 1. Second, about to make the run 2. The Snappy finding both next, as well as Dennis. Make it 3 with Troubley. Needs 1 more, but can't do it. Speedy. He can't finish the job. He at least managed to grab up the AWPer, but Copenhagen Wolves just had the strength in numbers.
Yeah, the Wolves are playing a very passive B once they get past that top banana, which means they're looking for retakes, they're looking for those rotations, and it's working for them. The one question I have, Snappy, great shots, but why did Next take the bomb into Emo? There was no reason for him to push that deep. He already had a player that was out toward construction or holding that same angle. He should have been going for the plant a lot sooner than that. And he gets caught out for it because once that bomb went down, Snappy just took them out one by one as they tried to go back over and force him away from it.
That's just not fun. Caught on top of the palms. Now Asilian again with the early push down. After they realize they got 1 caught on top of the tree. Double flashes up mid. SMF stays in nice and tight. Takes 1, can't get the second, but he's got more support from Snappy. And this push from PENTA shut down once again by Copenhagen Wolves. And the last round of the first half, we will reach it now. As Copenhagen Wolves would love to have a 9-6. It's not the greatest result over on CT, but it could be a lot worse considering the start.
It's not bad. No, 9-6 isn't bad if they can close this out. 8-7, like I said, that's pretty good for PENTA. Copenhagen should be able to go ahead and... I mean, if they get the pistol around T side, they're not going to need a whole lot more. That'll push them over. 9-6, though, I mean, that's pretty standard for Inferno.
Inferno again. Everything in Banana is just on fire. I'm trying to actually think of a dessert where you actually set a banana on fire. Either way, we're not at dessert yet. We're still at the main course.
I'm going to go light a banana on fire after this and try it. Barbecued banana.
It's like, why would you ever set alcohol on fire as well? It's a waste of alcohol.
Troubley's going to get taken. Yeah, gave himself away. 8K tracers, far too obvious. And he didn't have a lot of HP to start with, so the fact that he stayed there for that long was just a little bit careless. Dennis is on 6 HP as well, so they're really hurting right now on PENTA's side. So this looks like it should go 9-6, but let's not count too soon because they are executing back toward the apartments. MSL and SMF are both back inside the pit.
They have to breach up, though. Like, if they don't take balcony right now, PENTA, and get into the pit, then they've got no way to really secure this A site. With Snappy watching the mid, missed the first hit. Van Dennis, well, eventually he'll be dropped, and they weren't able to get through out in the apartments and get the pit. So first half, 9-6 in favor of Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, and a great recovery with a total of 7 rounds in a row to close it out, because if they hadn't been able to put those rounds together, we would be looking at a very, very favorsome score for PENTA. But they do get it. They'll get there. Now we're going to have to see if Snappy can continue on. He ended up with 15. I said I was going to be hard on the stand-in, more so because he is playing in that AWP position. He's got 15 kills, only Asilian ahead of him, and Asilian was very good inside the banana. I really enjoyed his aggressive pushes, using that deep smoke to his advantage and really limiting PENTA the amount of map control. The only time it actually went out to bite them, they gave themselves great map control, but then they over-rotated it to B. And those were 2 rounds. The pistol round more so hurt them. But that secondary gun round as well, that could have gone the other way.
That was it. But you're right about Asilian. We're seeing him add something else that we didn't see on our Inferno map yesterday, which was just the ability to force straight down banana. That's what it was all about. To actually come in, get on top of the logs, go for the flank, keep the pressure, and keep the Teeth looking behind themselves every single time. And not just using the Molotovs to throttle up the banana and slow down the push. It was more of an aggressive, get the advantage very early on. We are actually restarting the stream as well. We were having a bit of troubles with the audio being desynced for the in-game, which is the reason for the stream dropping for a little bit.
And I talked through a lot of that restart, so we'll just go back over that point that I made, that just
go ahead.
Everything was great. I like Asilian's good mid-push, but it's Snappy that's been impressive. As I said, the stand-in with the AWP has 15 kills. I said I was going to be hard on him. The 1 or 2 rounds that they also could have had easily for Copenhagen, more importantly the pistol, because that would have given them a better start, was when they over-rotated. The only time they gave up that A site too easily was when they over-rotated back to B after Asilian had already established banana and limited the map control. It was actually, and I hate to say it, it was Snappy both times that got on his horse a little bit too soon. And you saw it actually almost caught him that one time when they got inside the site. He was late getting there at B because he didn't want to over-rotate because he knew he had. So he was aware of his mistakes and he adapted well. But the job is on Penta now to get started well in the CT half and get off to the momentum that they need. Hopefully tie it up right away, and then it's theirs. If the pistol goes the other way, Copenhagen's not out of the woods just yet, but they'll have a chance. And, hey, Wolves do well in the woods.
That they can do. Still, even if Wolves do win the pistol round, remember over on CTs, it's still going to, you might have a couple of upgrades here and there. Penta, they can still go for the Tech 9. So I still don't even feel like after you win the pistol round, you have a guaranteed second round as the CTs. We've already seen it multiple times through the match we've casted today, where you win one round and then all of a sudden it kicks back. It was worse yesterday. It was a lot worse yesterday, where almost every single time you won the pistol round, you lost against the Eco.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Ecos tonight. Obviously, last night we saw a lot of them, specifically in that Flipside matchup. Flipside took that in 3 maps out of in 4 maps out of the best of 5 with 3 victories, and they only won something like 2 pistols. So Ecos were a big problem for Hellraisers last night. Tonight we're a little more standardized. We haven't seen them just yet. We also actually haven't seen, for that matter, a whole lot of third-round buys on the T side because of bomb plants. So most of the pistol rounds have been pretty straightforward in that regard, and the fact that the CTs are doing an excellent job holding off bomb sites. We're going to find out if that's going to stay the trend, though, right now.
Yeah, as we're getting back straight into the second half, and we'll see if Penta can get the early advantage with the pistol win. Either way, the T's are the ones who are the ones with the bomb and the play up through second mid. Hunden being that player up through mid itself. They're moving very, very quickly up. Looks like they're going to jump themselves up into Boiler and try and breach into apartments. Trouble sitting a lot further back. He's just trying to watch from the top of carpets while Nex just battling it out. Again, they're just going to use this crossfire between Crystal as well as Nex to make breaching up through mid very, very difficult. And that's the reason also they come down already snapping it back. Nex managed to pick up a Cillian. The big fragger for Penta, but they're already up even deeper in. And sorry for Copenhagen Wolves. The plant will drop. CTs, they're not looking the right way. Didn't see him plan. They thought he was planning on the outside, not the inside. And now it's a 3-on-2, but a nice little move in from Dennis coming in from arch side with extra support, and they will mop up the remaining T. So Penta, they do take the first round. Copenhagen Wolves, they still managed to get close enough that they got the bomb plan in.
Right, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Now they've got a chance to buy out in this third round. They'll just not invest anything right now, so we should get 2 going the way for Penta, but it may not be a tie game before we see guns come out.
Love it, Nex. Pro 90 on the field.
Yeah, and a Mag 7 for Troubley. So Troubley's probably going to head this. Actually, he's heading toward A's side. And he's probably going to head up to apartments with that, whereas the P90 for Nex is also going to be joining him there.
There's your push.
So lots of troll going on today.
Snappy as well as SMF. They're the ones that are in charge of trying to breach into the apartments. And Troubley in close. Gets the first tag. Only 8 life points left over on SMF. And he's walking around with a Tech 9. One quick nade will mop him up. Also gets a little bit of spill damage. While Nex spamming down the mid with the P90. He's just he's trying his luck to see what he tags. And he actually tags quite nicely. No kills from it. A Snappy now picking up the Tech 9 from his fallen comrade. He does take out apartments. Cillian. He held beautifully that banana side before. This time he can't breach up through it. So a 3-on-5 situation. Into the Bagola. There's one going to drop up high as well. Can't claim him. That was MSL. He'll end up being brought down, and Penta's push. Copenhagen Wolves.
You got there.
Push up mid will fail.
They also secure that FAMAS. They secure that FAMAS and give away the P90, no surprise. But now, like I said, we are going to see these early guns. They don't go for 5 AKs because they just didn't get enough kills in that ensuing round, that second round. So they'll be with 2 Galils.
Nex.
There's Nex already.
He just
shut
moves
them down.
Straight down mid, threw a nade, and then just spams with a FAMAS.
And
pick up one.
they're not going to be surprised by this. They know they got a bomb plant, so it should be no-brainer. They're going to have guns, but it's already up. There's no surprise at all anymore. They know exactly what they're working with because those shots that rattle off gave them away. They're going to try and push this apartment rather questionably. Troubley's inside the bedroom. This is going to be close.
Oh, they're going to fall into sleep with him. The first nade blocking him back. Some early damage. Number 1 turns around, trying to pick up the gun instead of fire a second time. He must have thought there was only one coming up the stairs and they'll be split, but the second there was more revealed, at least the information comes in. As Hunden is able to push up into balcony. There was the Molotov slowing him down, but Hunden just making this a one-man show. Puts down the plant. He does have more support up inside the apartments. And the smoke is covering up the approach from the library. Hunden's got some good vision. Dennis with that N4 watching up high, but the T player is down inside the pit. There's your first spam. Hunden jumping up on top of the bus. Here's one, and there's number two. An easy defuse.
Well, they get the round, but it was a lot closer than they'd hoped. I'm still not sure. Troubly, I was all set to watch a magical Swag 7 play with such steez, and unfortunately, yeah, he must have thought there was only one because he immediately grabbed that gun.
He played the toss 7, man. He played the toss 7.
And then they took him down, and then look at how quickly they got inside A. So another bomb plant goes their way. That'll allow them to force out one more buy, but it is 9-9. We do get to that scoreline. The good news is they got a lot of kills that round, so they've forced the CTs to have to buy quite a bit and reinvest. There's still 6,300 for Dennis, but look at the shots going off at mid right now. No damage out of all of that on next, to my surprise. I thought for sure he would eat at least one bullet.
He didn't want to even look. He did take 1 point of damage.
Full matrix.
He took 1 point of damage. He's on 99 right now. Huge. Massive. That's what we call a drastic change in the health bar. Dennis so far up. He's trying to replicate what we saw Arcelian do previously. Next, nice move up, catches one. Got slightly tagged. He'll back himself up though. He got the pick they were searching for. Looks over towards Hunden. Was at the bottom of the of the mid stairs. Snappy does not want to peek this. They look. They realize no one's there, so they can move up. But breaching in, where you know an AWP could be looking through that window on the balcony. Not the greatest place in the world. Troubly sitting down low with the M4 as Crystal catches up MSL inside the smoke. Actually bangs through the smoke. Gets one pick. The rifle shot stick comes to reveal his position. Hunden just walks up point blank range. Taking out next. He still knows there's one down the pit. That's Troubly. The first flash up high. Trying to get the Copenhagen's Wolf player to look at him. But Hunden ends up just backing up and eventually just gets picked. So 10-1 Penta hold the line. And money is starting to run dry here for the Wolves.
Yeah, this is them taking the lead. And when you take the lead in the second half, CT, it's your map to lose at this point.
I've actually been told that it's a Banana Foster, or Banana Fosters.
That's the type of dessert.
That is a flaming banana dessert.
Well, that smoke went out. They threw it from the chimney again, so that's high banana control already, but it's pistol, so they're still going to try and control it. Look at Next, though, spamming away. Dennis is going to go ahead and take down SM.
Oh, and the molly as well.
Oh, my goodness.
They are trapping Copenhagen Wolves in a kill box at the moment, and Speedy will finish the job, but that is now the second time we've seen Next be overly aggressive in the mid. This time he realized that he could come down so far, and Copenhagen Wolves weren't watching up the mid. The lone person you had was basically at the flower pot, and that was a very restricted angle. He got all the way past bench, over the small little underpass, and opened up into Banana. Hence, 2 players picked off, and then the top Banana capitalized perfectly. Push in, add the pressure, and finish the round. More nades, more mollies. They're setting my world on fire right now. But no damage coming to Copenhagen Wolves. They're not playing this time around.
I'm loving we're seeing an AUG out. Get that ACOG scope up. He's already down to 58.
He's not rushing with that thing.
There was a patch about 6 months ago that came out that made the AUG and the Scar just the most ridiculous guns in the game.
Really?
Fortunately, they quickly patched that. Yeah, the recoil was just like, they were lasers.
I was about to say, in my research, both Anders as well as Fifth were just like, the AUG is trash, man.
Oh, it was like a 3-period window where it was like it was bad-mannered. I know if you used it in pugs, you instantly get negative karma.
I love this spot from Crystal. Just sitting on his perch. Now he's going to jump down, reveals his position, got a little impatient, sitting on the Pagola's back balcony. And Copenhagen Wolves, they're running out of time. They haven't got any of the T's down just yet. They've only got 35 seconds left on the clock. We're at a point right now where they need to smoke and push up. They do at least have the archers until Speedy brings down one. So they don't have all of the support required, and they don't have control of the pit either. That's why Troubly watching the movement out from the balcony. He'll get one. And the bomb is down as well in the middle of the Molotov. Even if they do get down here, they can't get the plant in time. So Snappy looking for a pick. He's got 4 to get through, but he wants to hold on to the AWP, get the hell out of dodge, back down second mid, and hide yourself somewhere safe. They're chasing him. They're hot in his tail as well, and they're going to kill him. I'm surprised he didn't just go into underpass. It probably would have been the safer place for him.
They still got lots of money, though.
True. But it's now 12-9 to Penta. Copenhagen Wolves, after getting that fight out, maybe they can hold momentum. Bloody AUG.
Again, though, smokes top Banana, not quite that deep, though, so MSL is holding bomb. He's going to have to be careful if he wants to pick that, but look at the aggression toward mid, as Hunton's going to try and put some damage up onto Crystal, and he's going to fall back because he's very, well, I shouldn't say very low, but down to 15. Low enough. And he's going to rotate back, actually, over toward B for whatever reason. I think he's going to swap with Dennis because Dennis has the HP to help hold that position, so he'll hold a choke point instead. But Snappy and Asilian are heading in.
They keep boosting someone up on top of the Pergola. So Nex is up there this time. They've done this 2 rounds in a row. So more than likely, Copenhagen Wolves are going to check for this.
I actually really like that rotation because Crystal's low enough on HP that he's ineffective and can easily be taken down. So they'll bring Dennis over to help out today, and that's where all the action is.
Troubly's down for the count. Where's your rotation? It's not. The call isn't coming yet. They still have 2 on B. They refuse to move over. Can they get the first pick up? There's your spam. Not able to get the first pick. Next. Work, work, work! He gets 3. Can't get the last who came in through the apartments. But it's a 2-on-2 situation with PENTA having the task of retaking.
And with that Orc.
Not so
going to
trash.
slow them down. The good news is for Crystal, he's using the silenced version of the M4, so there will be no tracers. He'll get away with firing off just a few quick shots, but they're holding off both angles, one from Graveyard, and on a hold position. It's such a powerful position, and there's why. I know Faflaren says it's hard to get out of, but if a terrorist can get in there with the bomb down, in my opinion, that is one of the best places you can hold that site from because it doesn't often get checked. It's far too commonly overlooked, and you can cover off just about every angle from it. And there's a double from that position. That's going to give them their first T round in the half.
And beautiful for PENTA. Now they have to capitalize. Copenhagen Wolves, the push. This time again, it's going to be pretty well split. There's still a lot of spam coming up from Banana. It's just MSL as well as Hunden. They have moved up towards trees as Dennis. They're battling up here. He's up at the car, Dennis. And a little bit of damage has already gone into Hunden, so he's backed up with the bomb. But MSL is sticking up on the top, inside the arches. Now he is actually going to retreat, fall back inside the cover of smoke. And they're into apartments. PENTA have let him have it again, as they'll try and defend. Is that another boost coming up? It looks like it. Onto the Pergola. As Nex hides from inside the pit. First, flash. It's actually even further back. Secondary flash now going to go. Again with that drop down by Crystal. Asilian couldn't finish him off. He was using the post for protection. Asilian not with a lot of life points. Now Speedy's waiting to try and flank him out. Well, not flank him out, sorry. Catch out the movement if they do come through archers. Not the case, and he's already rotated back. Good call from PENTA. They're ready for the Copenhagen Wolves push up through Banana. In fact, Speedy's even going to go back to Spools while Dennis holds close in Cubby.
One nade, if thrown effectively towards Hunton, would
they're up.
Completely kill him off, but Speedy's waiting. He's on the spools. He pops out. There's the first for him. He's still not answered. And 13. Dennis has come around. That's MSL. There's not a lot of time. Like you say, 13 seconds, and that bomb is dropped. They're going to have to go for an SMF who's going to man up. He's going to be the one to grab it. But from in the backside of the new box, Dennis is there, so there's nothing they can do. Snappy's going to have to be quick and skip to his Lou, back down Banana, and hide away with the AK-47 because all 5 PENTA players survive, and they are now 3 rounds away from taking a 1-0 in this series.
Copenhagen, this happens so much on Inferno where you're just running out of time and you just have to force the issue, and PENTA knew it. That's why instantly Speedy just started spamming through the smoke. Sure, he doesn't have a lot of bullets, only got 20 inside the clip, but it was enough to just get a couple of the early frags, a little bit of chip damage, and Copenhagen was becoming so uncertain. They're just mad rushing up. Dennis with the AK is going to get 1, can't get a second. The rush up's going to work, but there's more support here. This spam galore is just trading McTrade. 2 for 2 is all that's left at the moment. There's already your spam coming out from Crystal. He got snappy. And where's your play? CT up through Banana. Already SMF. Gets 1. He knew the second was right next to him. But we have a 1-on-1 situation. 65 versus 100 in the life points with Crystal with the advantage. As Crystal comes up, he's checking the corner. Spools is where he needs to be looking. And he's managed, by a process of elimination, working back and puts down the fire.
He should have held that.
Is he going for the fake? He's trying to make him run through the fire. Moves, in fact, through the fire himself and gets the pickup. Wonderful retake by PENTA. Does he have enough time?
He's got it.
In the bag.
Just barely got it. So 14 now. How close was that? I thought he was going to hold with the fire because He was very concerned that he'd gone around the backside of construction, but he was still in the corner. He wouldn't have had time. He would have had to actually peek through it. But he pulls it off anyway, gets the kill, and now Penta's in a very good position because MSL's only able to afford that Tech 9.
If Nex can get the early snipe, look at him coming up aggressively too towards Banana. He wants the advantage down here straight away.
Foiler presence too for Speedy. He's already found one. He gets answered, but he knows they're there. He's made that call. Trades do favor out the T side, though. The defense going to have to spread out accordingly. Dennis already out of B, which he started over with that 3-man stack. And they'll nade off the choke point, so MSL can sit there, but through the smoke, Nex found him. Unbelievable play. He's still spamming, just hoping for more. But Penta just found themselves an excellent kill.
They still need to hold the lines. The rest of the Copenhagen Wolves, they're coming up to apartments. We've got a very aggressive flank coming out. Dennis going to look over towards the hay bales, and he gets SMF trying to go in to the boiler room. And Copenhagen Wolves' decision, do they try and go back over to B, or do they feel like they can actually take the A site now? And it's going to be an A committal. And the CT's not ready for this. In fact, they're moving down. They're expecting it to be a B push.
They don't think they've got through.
Yeah.
They timed this wrong. I think Crystal just heard it. Crystal just heard it. Why is Dennis not coming back to join him? Finally, he is.
And then flank, it's going to move from B, but they're coming too late. Trouble, he's going the long way around through construction. They're going to take a very long time to get these B players from Penta back over to the site. So it might just be up to the remaining two. And there it is. Dennis gets the opening frag. Snappy to drop. And the last one, Hunden battling in the pit. Crystal goes down. But Hunden, unfortunately for him, he was sitting on a fire. And this will be Penta taking the 25th round and 15 in total for them. 1 round victory from taking map 1. Match point.
Only 1 round for Copenhagen Wolves so far in this entire half. Not looking good. Snappy leads the way for them, 21. He was 15 at half. He's really the only one that's got anything going since. SMF went from 16 to 20. He's got 4 kills overall in this half. Not much to work with. Hunden's going to be the first one up this time, peeking toward mid, but as he comes around the corner,
move.
Nex is already up to bench.
But Hunden realized it. They couldn't control it. But Dennis, he's also on this aggressive flank. Penta, it's almost like they want to send a message with it if they can make this their last round by attacking from all sides on the Copenhagen Wolves with an aggressive push on CT. And they're backing up. It's still only a 1-1 trade. And Penta, they are so far back off B. They're really assuming this. They're bringing all 4 to A.
Yeah, and they're going back that direction right now. They're reading this right, and they're going to double. No, there's the thing. They're smoking off the low side of Banana from the A side, and that's going to slow them down. But they're just going to wait and go through these smokes, and they're going to rush it too, because once they come around the corner, they realize there's no one home. MSL's going to slowly check the corner, but he should be able to just walk in easily.
They're moving too slow.
Well, Speedy's the only one with any speed. He's there. He does have that cross covered. They've got 1 smoke, 2 smoke. They'll smoke this off. They should smoke this off. They're going to try and find that first pick. Oh, missed thrown. It bounced off the wall. That would have slowed them down, but he's still going to get the first kill. Now the rotations will go to join him. Trubly going to be the only one sitting back that's going to hold on to A, make sure they don't fall the other way. And they've smoked off CT finally, so they will get a bomb plant out of this. But they've got to be careful from construction because Penta's already setting up. Speedy's coming through. He's trying to find the kill. Spams away. He gets 1, 2. Dennis going to get the other. That's your GG. Penta, 16 rounds. And Copenhagen Wolves, absolutely no terror to their bite. On the terrorist side, only pick up 1 after half.
Man, hear no evil, speak no evil, and Penta didn't see any evil. Copenhagen Wolves just getting ripped apart through the smoke. Map number 1 going their way. Penta got to be really happy about this. Obviously, it's a map 1 victory at the moment. Not what we're expecting to see come out, though, as Copenhagen Wolves. They were the favorites as far as all the betting odds, as far as the item betting, too. They're not looking that solid here. Actually,
I think it was Penta that was ahead in the betting. It was Penta that was ahead? 69% on Penta. So that they've
switched around.
Yeah, there you go. So Penta's actually the ones that are leading the way in the bets. And like I said, I think this could go 2 for them. They've already got the first. We'll take a short little break and come back and see if they can get the second. And
we will.
Winner moves forward to go against Aligon, which I didn't expect at all. I thought it was going to be them going down in the first one. So don't go anywhere, guys. More Counter-Strikes still to come. That's right. Subscribe. Support the prize pool. If every time you subscribe, it goes directly to the prize pool. If we hit $125,000 total,
cool.
we get one-on-ones.
And you look cool.
So we'll see you in a minute, guys.
Jump back out the side while Snappy, they just basically corner them in and pincer grip Penta down. Snappy has come over and now the breach will come over towards the A side. And are they going to get him? They're in, but at what cost? SMF defends. He's the last the CT to be there, but there's only one T left and the 3 rotating players from Copenhagen Wolves return to B.
Snappy's the one he's going against, but he's not there. He's over toward the apartment side.
Burn, baby, burn. Inferno. All up the Nana. That's how I can get his name right there.
To get them on the cross. Instead, they play passive. They've got to stay efficient. Asilian through the smoke on one. Catches out next, jumping over top on the second, and he's going to push through. He knows one just went by him. He felt them bump into him. There's no object there. It had to be a human body, and he'll get a third. Great play by him.
The spools. Snappy needs the angle. He's got one. Second, about to make the run too. But Snappy finding both next, as well as Dennis. Make it 3 with trouble. He needs one more, but can't do it. Speedy. He can't finish the job. Can they get the first pick up? There's your spam. Not able to get the first pick. Next. Work, work, work! He gets 3. Can't get the last, who came in through the apartment.